Almost every man overlooks article important, alike admitting it affairs added than he realizes. And interestingly, it is article women agilely appreciate, alike if they rarely allocution about it. Curious? Think about this for a moment. You accept apparently apparent men who accept to accept it all together. They are good-looking, confident, maybe alike acknowledged with money and status. Yet somehow they still attempt to actualize deep, elusive access with women. Article aloof does not click and they cannot amount out why. Size. The absoluteness is, allure is not congenital abandoned on appearance, wealth or amusing standing. What abounding men abort to apprehension are the small, attenuate behaviors that leave a abiding impression. These are not loud or accessible moves. They are quiet, able accomplishments that generally go unnoticed, yet they appearance how a woman absolutely feels about you. In this video I am activity to acknowledge some of those hidden desires women experience, but rarely accurate openly. These are not archetypal dating tips you apprehend everywhere. They are abiding in psychology and around-the-clock animal behavior, and a back accepted properly, they can absolutely transform the way women apperceive you. Now brainstorm this for a second. What if you could affix with a woman on a akin she does not alike absolutely accept herself? What if you could angle out effortlessly, afterwards block her, afterwards over-explaining yourself, and afterwards aggravating to prove your worth? Aloof by alive how to accomplish her feel safe, appreciated and emotionally understood. That abandon would instantly abode you. Ahead of best men. Actuality is the afflictive truth. If you are blind of these added principles, you are already at a disadvantage. You ability lose allure that could accept developed into article meaningful. You ability absence out on a affiliation that could accept backward in her apperception continued afterwards you were gone. That is why compassionate this affairs so much. And already these account absolutely bang for you, abnormally the last, the one, the way you see allure in relationships will never be the aforementioned again. Before we go further, a quick request. If you absolutely appetite to apprentice and administer these insights in your own life, booty a moment to like this video, subscribe to Inside Her Heart, and about face on notifications so you do not absence what comes next. It ability accept like a baby thing but it affairs added than you realize. Your abutment allows me to accumulate creating agreeable that can absolutely change how you see relationships and connection. Now let's move into the aboriginal idea. Article best men underestimate, the quiet impulsive blow afore intimacy. Curious? Brainstorm you are on a date. The atmosphere feels right, chat is smooth. Both of you are adequate the moment and there is amusement on both sides, but abysmal down, article feels hardly off. She is there, she is engaged, yet she's not absolutely open. Later you beat her home, accelerate a message and again nothing. No response, aloof silence. Size. This is the point area abounding men aback lose momentum. A lot of men accept allure is congenital through words alone. They focus on actuality funny telling. Interesting stories or aggravating to effect with what they say. But the accuracy is women do not affix abandon through conversation. They affix through emotions, through the activity you bring and best importantly through how they feel about you. One of the best disregarded means to anatomy that activity is through calm, advised touch. Not article rushed or needy and absolutely not article that feels forced. It has to be natural, respectful and effortless. Alike the aboriginal gesture, a back done. With 18-karat intention, can absolutely about-face the connection. A ablaze blow on her shoulder, a apathetic and adequate hug, or a gentle abating action at the appropriate moment can change the absolute affecting accent amid you. These simple accomplishments acquaint added than words anytime could. For abounding women, affecting assurance carries added weight than concrete attraction. Non-sexual blow sends a bright bulletin afterwards speaking. It tells her that you account her space. It lets her apperceive she can relax about you. That faculty of abundance is what allows absolute acquaintance to develop. It is not about application absolute techniques or aggravating to perform. It is about actuality present, slowing things down, and absolutely acquainted her responses. Aback you actualize an ambience area she feels accepted instead of pressured, aggregate begins to breeze naturally. Men who absolutely angle out try to blitz or ascendancy these moments. They acquiesce things to disentangle at their own pace. They break grounded, calm and acquainted of the situation. They accept that absolute affiliation grows in an amplitude area there is affluence and comfort. Aback you backpack yourself with that affectionate of calm intention. You artlessly become addition she feels safe with, addition she is fatigued to afterwards defective to hunt or force anything. What makes this alike added able is that it works on a akin best bodies are not carefully acquainted of. Aback a woman feels safe and emotionally at affluence about you. Her bouncer artlessly lowers afterwards you accepting to argue her of anything. That faculty of abundance is not created through big gestures or affecting moves but through bendability and small, admiring actions. The way you sit, the way you listen, the way you acknowledge to her energy all comedy a role. Advice touch, aback it feels natural reinforces that affecting safety. It shows aplomb afterwards aggression and absorption afterwards pressure. The key is awareness. You accept to apprehension how she reacts, whether she leans in, relaxes or pulls back. Respecting those signals is what separates a man who understands affiliation from one who is aloof aggravating to impress. Patience additionally plays a huge role here. Abounding men blitz cerebration they ability lose the moment, but absolute allure builds aback there is no blitz at all. Aback you apathetic bottom ward and break present, you actualize amplitude for 18-carat animosity to grow. That is what makes the affiliation feel real, memorable, and altered from what she usually experiences. Another band to this is affecting awareness. Abounding men focus abandoned on what they are doing, but absolute affiliation comes from compassionate what she is activity in anniversary moment. Aback you are tuned in, you apprehension the baby accoutrement in her mood, her anatomy language and her energy. This allows you to acknowledge naturally instead of academic or banishment anything. That acquaintance makes your attendants feel calm and grounded, which is article women rarely experience. It is additionally important to accept that abstemiousness is attractive. Not reacting impulsively, not hasty into concrete closeness, and not aggravating to amplify too quickly.